The sun blazed upon the vast African savanna. Kibo, a young wildebeest with knobbly knees and a heart full of wonder, grazed on the lush grass. The air buzzed with life. Zebras galloped in the distance. Giraffes stretched their long necks towards the acacia trees. Kibo felt safe and content in his sun-drenched home. The dry season had come. The once abundant grass began to wither. Kibo's mother, a wise old wildebeest with knowing eyes, told him stories of a place far away. A place with endless green pastures and sparkling waterholes. This place, she said, was where they would go when the time was right. The air grew heavy with anticipation. A restless energy rippled through the herd. Kibo felt it too. The call to migrate, passed down through generations, echoed in his young heart. One morning, the ground trembled. A low rumble vibrated through the air. It was the signal. The time had come to move. Thousands of hooves pounded the dry earth. A sea of wildebeest, 1,000,000 strong, began their long journey towards the promised land. Kibo felt a surge of excitement mixed with fear. He had never been away from his familiar home. He stayed close to his mother, drawing comfort from her presence. The herd moved as one, a flowing river of horns and hooves. They moved across the savannah, guided by instinct and the promise of survival. Days turned into nights. The sun beat down mercilessly. The dust choked the air. Kibo was tired and hungry, but he kept going, driven by the relentless rhythm of the migration. He saw older, weaker wildebeest fall behind. He realized the journey was not without its dangers. The air grew heavy with humidity. The sound of rushing water reached Kibo's ears. He had heard whispers of this place, the Mara River, a treacherous obstacle that stood between them and the lush grasslands beyond. The wildebeest bunched up at the river's edge. The sight that greeted them was terrifying. The muddy water churned with dozens of enormous crocodiles. Their jaws, studded with razor-sharp teeth, gaped open in anticipation. The first wildebeest hesitated. Fear rippled through the herd. Then, as if by some unspoken signal, they surged forward. The chaos began. Kibo found himself swept along by the frantic mass of bodies. Swirling water, his heart pounding in his chest. The water was cold and deep. Kibo struggled to keep his head above the surface. He could hear the frantic snorts and bellows of his fellow wildebeest. He could see the snapping jaws of the crocodiles all around him. Terror threatened to overwhelm him, but Kibo remembered what his mother had told him. He had to be brave. He had to keep moving. He swam with all his might, pushing through the churning water. He dodged a snapping jaw here, a thrashing tail there. He felt a surge of adrenaline as he fought for his life. He clambered onto the opposite bank, exhausted but exhilarated. He had made it. He looked back at the river, his heart filled with gratitude. He had faced his fear and emerged victorious. He had learned a valuable lesson about courage and perseverance. Kibo rejoined his mother, her warm flank a welcome comfort. He looked around at the other survivors, their coats slick with water, their eyes wide with the memory of the crossing. They had faced the danger together, and together they had overcome it. The herd rested on the riverbank, regaining their strength. Kibo saw the wounded being tended to, the lost calves being reunited with their mothers. He understood that they were not just a collection of individuals, they were a herd, a family. They relied on each other for survival. As they continued their journey, Kibo noticed how the older, more experienced wildebeest guided the younger ones. They shared the responsibility of protecting the vulnerable, of finding the best grazing spots, of watching out for predators. The migration was long and arduous, but through every challenge, through every hardship, Kibo felt himself growing stronger. He learned the importance of courage in the face of danger, the power of perseverance in overcoming obstacles. He learned that in unity there was strength, and in facing his fears he found his own inner strength. They finally reached their destination, a vast expanse of emerald green grasslands, stretching as far as the eye could see. Kibo felt a surge of joy and relief as he took a deep breath of the sweet, fresh air. He had completed his first great migration. Kibo was no longer the naive young calf he once was. He had faced his fears, he had persevered, and he had learned the true meaning of unity. He was a wildebeest, strong and proud, ready to face whatever challenges life threw his way. And he knew with a deep and certain knowing that he would never face them alone. He was part of something much larger than himself. He was part of the herd.